He's the first manager that club signed, the first major signing that he made when he took over as manager of Liverpool from Southampton. Now he joined Liverpool for £31 million plus 2.5 million in add-ons from Southampton in 2016. That was when Sadio Mane joined Liverpool. Then since then, I mean, everybody knows the record of Sadio Mane in the Premier League. He scored 90 Premier League goals for the Anfield Club. That's Liverpool, and he finished last season with 23 goals in all competitions. So 90 goals for Liverpool, and finished last season with 23 goals in all competitions. And if he's moved from Liverpool to Bayern, it's going to obviously cause a stir, because if you look at the Premier League and you look at some of the forward lines that we have in the Premier League, and one that he partnered, or one that he formed with the guys at Liverpool, Mane, Salah, and Bobby Firmino, and Jota and other guys, and the one that has scored as many as 120 goals in 269 games for Liverpool.
Wow.
And I mean, the subsequent of which is that Liverpool have won the Champions League, and the Premier League, they won the FA Cup, they won the Carabao Cup. He's basically won everything with Liverpool. And his 13 goals in his first season helped Liverpool to the Champions League after a couple of seasons out. So Mane was very instrumental in helping Liverpool even qualify for the Champions League after some seasons out of the Champions League. So within 2 years, they were champions of Europe, just like we said. 12 months later, they won the Premier League, and for the first time in 30 years. I mean, that's been a very long time.
Wow.
I'm a Chelsea fan.
So they had never won it in the Premier League era?
For 30 solid years. So it tells you how he's been very instrumental to the cause of Liverpool. They've also won the Champions League, and the other thing that's what I said. Then he signed this interesting alliance with the players that I mentioned, Salah, Firmino, and the other guys at Liverpool. And the finest forward lines in English football history. If you look at the history of English football, that is one of the finest forward lines I've ever had. Produced 338 goals in 5 seasons in all competitions.
I mean, the 3 players?
Yes. So he, Salah, and Firmino.
Wow.
Mane, Salah, Firmino. In 5 seasons in all competitions, they produced 338
An average
goals.
of 100 goals.
Solid.
Per player.
Solid. So, I mean, the thing about Mane is that he's so versatile. You know, he can play on the left, can play on the right, and most recently he plays through the middle. And Liverpool are going to lose a lot of quality that they used to have when he was.
Is it a blow? Is it a big blow?
Well, they've signed Darwin Nunez, and I mean, if you were a businessman, and you want to take risk, for me, I will err on the side of money than Darwin Nunez. You understand what I'm saying? Because in terms of consistency, how consistent he's been for Liverpool over the years. This guy is a fresh guy. Fine, he did a lot for Benfica in Portugal in the Champions League. Scored some very important goals. But the 2 times that Liverpool made Benfica, he scored against Liverpool. That was when Klopp identified him as one. He spotted him as one of the players that he wants for his squad. But Mane is established. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Fine, he's 30 years. He's 30 years, and Nunez comes very, very young. Nunez, I think, 22, right? Nunez
very, very young.
Yeah, very, very young.
23, yeah.
23, almost 23. So, in terms of age, Mane is older. And just like Salah is also almost 30 years. So if you look at the 2 players, I mean, if you compare Mane and Darwin Nunez, you rarely get the impression that Mane has shown something with Liverpool. He has consistently shown something with Liverpool, the way he plays for Liverpool. And for me, anytime Liverpool plays and Mane doesn't get to play, especially when they're playing against Chelsea.
He's 22 and he will be 23 on June 24.
Yes,
so next week he'll be 23.
Yes, 22. So in terms of age, he's younger than Mane. Anytime Liverpool plays against a team and Mane doesn't play, I mean, the effect or the impact is felt. Because he's one player who I mean, he's so physically strong for his height. He has a very low center of gravity.
Yeah.
He goes and he gets up and he runs with the ball again. It's very, very difficult to dispossess him of the ball anytime Mane is in transition. So I don't know what is happening. Whether he wanted to leave, just like some of the Senegalese guys are saying he should leave. Remember this poll that was done in Senegal the other time? I was questioning the number of respondents anyway, because I mean, if you tell me about 60 to 70% of people in Senegal say you must leave Liverpool,
He was joking anyway.
The next question that I asked myself, what are the respondents? The number of people. How many Senegalese?
The sampling size.
The sampling size. How many people? How many people want? How many people want me to leave? You understand what I'm saying? But he didn't ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
What he said is that if about 60 to 70% of the people in Senegal want him to leave, he's going to fulfill their wish for them. And Bayern Munich have been very, very concerned because, as we speak now, Lewandowski is also leaving, and he also wants to leave, even though he's also struggling to leave Bayern Munich because they don't want him to go. And now that the money transfer is secured or is in a bag, then I think the Bayern will also look at letting Lewandowski go. I hear he wants to join Barcelona.
But the ESPN yesterday reported that Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel is interested in.
Yes, so that we are hearing. We are also getting speculation that he's also interested in the guy because Lukaku also wants to join Inter Milan, go back to on loan. So, I mean, his decision to leave is going to affect Liverpool so much. Let's hope and pray that Darwin Nunez comes to fill the void very well for him.
Are you confident he'll be able to do that? I mean, Sadio Mane was established when he joined Liverpool from Southampton, but certainly he elevated his performance at Liverpool. I mean, we saw the glimpses of his performance at Southampton, and we have seen similar thing with Darwin Nunez in Portugal, and it's possible this guy can replicate similar performance in England.
Well, you see, like I was saying, if you have a player who has performed or who performs for you on a regular basis, I would rather go for that player instead of getting a player that doesn't know the terrain very well, is coming in for the first time.